Hi, happy Thursday. I'm just going to do a tiny little chat before I go to my business course. Woo. Look at me, I'm a light being. Oh, no, I'm not. I've got the sore throat. Anywho, so annoying. Yesterday I did so much talking and I tried to find bits, to clip together. It went wrong. Obviously, I've only got a phone and I couldn't, fuck's sake, I was using iMovie, I couldn't figure it out, so I chopped out most of what I wanted to say last night, so I was a bit like, oh God, and I don't really want to repeat anything. I want to try and round up my thoughts on certain things, but basically I was just having a chat about, just some things that have piqued my interest, my intrigue, some things that I've been questioning since awakening, and I just kind of wanted to put my perspective on how I come to certain musings, or not conclusions, but just certain things. And basically what had happened was, I think it was maybe a week or so ago, I've been trying to cut back on the internet and I've not been keeping up with all the usual, stuff that I usually keep up with. I've been very much away, not fully, but way more than I'm used to. But something popped up on my phone and it was like, oh, watch a live spacewalk on the ISS. So I'm like, go on then, and there's 200 people watching it, so I click on it, and it's just, it just looks ridiculous to me for a few different reasons. And I find it really difficult to not then, go to the complete other end of the spectrum, which is the everything's fake type of scenario. But honestly, so much doesn't make sense, like the size of the ISS and how far away it is, yet we can see it with our human eye. And then, like I said, when I watched this live spacewalk, it was just, it didn't compute in my brain that what they were doing was making sense, including, this woman, I think all she was doing was changing a fucking nut. It took about, I don't know how long it took, I think it was like an 8-hour feed, and I watched it for 15 minutes before I couldn't deal with it any longer. What they were saying, what they were doing, what it looked like, what the background looked like, remembering that supposedly we're on a spinning ball, spinning 1,000 miles an hour, that's spinning around the sun, and the moon's spinning around us, and all the other planets, and we're all shooting off into this infinity, all at different speeds and orbits, and seeing this sort of spacewalk, it didn't make sense to me. And again, I'm not saying I just don't know. It's just I look at things and I'm like, oh God, it looks bullshit. And I don't want it to look bullshit. I want to go, that's completely legit. But it's like when you watch the moon landing footage, which I'd never watched. I'd seen clips of it, never watched until recently, in the last year or so. And when just look at it. Just have a look at it yourself with your eyes and your knowledge of 2019, and have a think about it, and just have a think if that's possible. I can't get a phone signal when I drive down a country lane, but Neil Armstrong had a very strong one, 250,000 miles away on the moon, back in 1969, with 4-second delay to a live TV studio. Like, how does that work? 100 other anomalies and questions, but so, and again, with my interest in the flat earth and stuff as well, it's I wouldn't consider myself a flat earther, but I definitely question what we're told in terms of the setup of the solar system and the spinning ball, I'm questioning that. So I find it really interesting, but I try and stay away from it all and just compartmentalise, but then things happen again, things like this, have a look at this spacewalk, and I'm like, I can't believe that it's real. I just can't. It looks ridiculous the way they're fumbling around and you know, just floating about and trying to pick up spanners and nuts, and none of it's, you know, none of it's adding up to me. But what are you gonna do? Same as like the footage of the Earth from the ISS. It just doesn't look real to me, and like I said, I wish it does, but it doesn't. So I wanted to sort of talk a lot about, and I think I might do this in another video, you know, just because I have no fully drawn conclusions. These are things that pique my interest. I want to talk about it because I feel like there'll be other people that are going through these same sort of what the fuck, you know, scenarios where you're just not able to accept what you're told anymore. When it looks ridiculous. And again, it's the same as the SpaceX thing. Have you seen the SpaceX car in space on the live feed? I'm going to just show you. If I can find it, let's have a look. This is live now, apparently. You see this? You believe this? This car is just cruising through space. It's ridiculous. I'm just waiting for it to show you the other angle where you see the background and shit. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. Nothing makes sense to me. I'm not ignorant enough to throw out the whole solar system. I believe that the planets and the stars are extremely important, and that they are generators of frequency and energy and information which completely relate to us, and we resonate with the stars and the planets, and it controls human consciousness and nature, tides, you know, the moon, everything. I believe that they all exist. I just don't really know what they are, but I feel the impact on what the heavenly bodies have on our consciousness. You know, I'm not like, I think people get misconstrued and misrepresented in the flat earth community when this whole is space fake shit continues. It's not a disregarding of, you know, planets and stars. It's just, you know, potentially a different explanation of them. So anyway, I do look like Voldemort, don't I? I'm a light being. Right, I better go now anyway. I didn't say what I wanted to say. I wanted to talk about NPCs and soul beings a little bit. And this is something that I go in and out of. And I feel like basically we're programmed to be NPCs. Like, we are put in our little boxes, given our character names at birth, and then you pick your own character. Then are you going to be housewife, or are you going to be boss of bank, or are you going to be, you know, library teacher, or whatever you're going to fucking be. You're picking your characters, and for all intents and purposes, we're meant to stay within those characters, those boxes. And when you heal yourself and you balance the energies within you, and you access higher states of consciousness, release your baggage, whatnot, you know, this journey that we're all on, you can can't remember what I was going to say then. This happens to me all the time. Basically, we were all NPCs at one point. And when I think back to how I used to be pre-awakening, I definitely had my spark and my spirit and my soul. I've always kept that with me, but to outward, maybe it wasn't shining or anything, you know, I don't know. But I think everybody has the potential to regain sovereignty and free will, which puts you in the player category instead of the non-player or the observer or the background, you know, whatever. So I like to look at it in that way as well, and then you don't get into too much of a dualistic mindset as in sold versus non-sold, because I think that's quite unfair in many cases, you know. Forgive them for they do not know and all that jazz. Right, I saw something spark off there then. Right, I better get off. This isn't another little shit video. Fuck's sake, I should really sort of think about what I'm going to say and organise it in a better way. And I've got some ideas for certain things. And the kid's dad's just bought this drone and it's amazing. And yeah, so I've been thinking about some cool footage and stuff to do, and maybe just speaking over it instead of rambling, you know, into the camera. Anywho, whatever. Right, I'm off on this business course now. Woohoo! You see, I've dressed up for it, haven't I? Hey, put my business suit on. But I'm excited. I'm absolutely knackered. I've had hardly any sleep, nothing to eat. But I'm going to go and try and have fun now and, you know, just see what today brings. So I hope everybody has a lovely Thursday and speak soon. Bye.